Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you're enjoying these selections. You're in tune to 88.1 CKLN FM in Toronto. If you're listening to us in Europe, it means that you've got it logged on to www.reggaeforus.com. And if you're listening to us in Boston and the United States, it means that you're listening to 99.7 WDTS FM, that's Hits Radio. So I have to say, pleasant good morning once again. I am your host, Natasha Von Castle. The theme of today's show is definitely believe, definitely know that you can achieve anything and everything you set your mind to. Just got a phone call. We are going to have a very, very, very special guest come through the studio today. Actually, we're going to have two guests, but the first one I've been talking about for a little while. He's due to arrive here at the studio via helicopter at 3 o'clock. So definitely listen out for that. I will give you a hint as to who it is. Duble. Doesn't get any more obvious than that, right? I actually just got a phone call saying that Duble should be arriving any second in his helicopter. Let me just look out the window and see if I can see the helicopter. Wait. Oh my God, he's actually flying in on his helicopter. He's landing. Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, he put down the helipad. What? Are they serious? The helipad has landed outside of the studios at CKLN FM. It looks like Duble is coming out of the helicopter. I can see some security people. Wow, he's just doing it like big. Oh my gosh. Is this really for real? I think this is for real. I really do. All right. Let me give him the royal introduction before he gets here with the security detail. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Under my voice right now as I speak. It's an artist that I've been talking about for a couple of weeks. He goes by the name of Duble, straight out of Florida. He's been performing hip-hop for about 6 years now, steadily working out his sound and his technique. He released an independent album in 2008 called Act Like You Know Me. The lead song is playing right now as I speak. And he earned really good reviews. More importantly, he got a lot of street credit, a lot of street promotion. P has been holding it down ever since, doing his thing time and time and time and time and time again. Oh my gosh, they're actually like coming up the I can't believe this. P is just doing it absolutely big. I'm so impressed. I'm so impressed. I'm so impressed. Let's see. Welcome to the studio, Mr. Duble. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. I can hear you.
All right. I am so happy. Everybody's clapping and cheering. I don't know if you can hear it in the background.
Of course I can.
All right. So, P, how you feeling today? You came in big on your helicopter. Love it, love it, love it.
Well, you know that's how we got to do it. We got to do it big. So
I'm
feeling good.
Good. I'm so happy to hear that. I would describe you as a lyrical killer when it comes to your MC skills. Which artist first introduced you to the art of writing?
I wouldn't say any specific artist. I mean, I've always looked up to a lot of artists, such as maybe like a Redman, a Slick Rick, and even some of the reggae artists. You know, maybe even a Bounty Killer back in the days, or a Beanie Man. They had a lot of sound clashes and stuff like that going on. So I've definitely had a lot of influences.
Okay, all right. And it's interesting that you have both. It's interesting that you have both hip hop kind of influences and reggae / dancehall influences. That's not really something that we hear too often from hip hop artists.
Definitely. I guess that comes from me having a island background. You know, I wouldn't say I grew up in Jamaica, but my parents are definitely Jamaican, and I hung around a lot of Jamaican people. So it's the music is basically infused in my blood.
Okay. You're diverse in terms of the beats that you jump on. You can flow to old school, new school, alternative. It seems like there isn't even a genre that you're afraid of. Where would you? And right now, actually, as we're speaking, we're playing the Flavor in Your Ear remix. But where would you say that fearlessness comes from?
I guess that fearlessness, it comes from my background. It comes from, I guess, growing up in Broward County. The diverse amount of people that are here, it's either you move or you get moved on. So you got to be fearless, especially as an artist these days. You definitely got to be fearless, not afraid to try new things, and just go for it. You know, that's just how you got to be.
Okay, so I'm going to put you on the spot just a little bit and ask you, have you ever had a fearful kind of moment emceeing? Like, have you been doing like a live freestyle where, you know, everybody's watching and you got to kill this opponent MC who's in front of you and the blood is pumping and your brain is working overtime and then something happens and you're like, oh my God. Has that ever happened in terms of fear?
Of course, it happens. It happens all the time. For example, one time I was doing a show in Georgia, and as I'm on stage, I forgot the words to one of my songs, and you just got to kind of pick it up on the spot and vibe off of how the crowd is feeling at the time. Mm-hmm. And I just had to go ahead and freestyle. You know what I mean? Freestyling is not really one of my strong points, but sometimes you got to do it. And, you know, people didn't even notice.
Really?
So, yeah, you definitely just got to sometimes just pick it up on the move and do what you got to do to get whatever point you're trying to get across.
Gotcha.
So it was definitely a scary situation, but I definitely think I came out on top.
And would you say you learned from that experience?
Oh, of course.
And
of course I learned.
The lesson...
You know, especially when you're doing shows, you definitely want to be as prepared as you can. You want to be better prepared for your shows. And I guess that one specifically, I didn't take it too seriously. I figured, you know, hey, I got this. I don't have to prepare like I usually prepare, and I didn't prepare. And you know, that was the consequences of it.
So note to Natasha and note to the more than 2,000 people who are listening right now, if you ever meet up on P. Duble, you better be prepared because rest assured, he is prepared.
Definitely.
All right. So living in Florida, I'm sure opens you up to a lot of cultures.
Yeah.
You've got Caribbean, you've got Spanish, you've got American, you've got Korean. I mean, just it's a whole melting pot there from what I understand. From the few times I've been there, that's what I've seen. Do you ever hear something cultural and say, like, wow, I have to use that on one of my songs?
Definitely. You kind of play off of the vibe of each song. For example, the song that me and Nitron did together with the Sizzler, the Sizzler song, the Sizzler remix that I did.
Right.
It just, for some reason, something on the song just touched me. I don't usually do too many songs that have like a strong message or whatever, but you know, sometimes people look for stuff like that. And that song, it was talking about corruption in government and stuff like that. And a lot of times my music, I don't get too political, but that gave me the opportunity to say, you know what, let me just try this direction and hopefully this will work out for me. And I put the record together and it definitely worked out. People were definitely feeling it.